Today's lesson, we're going to be looking at recursion. Recursion is the idea when a method calls itself. Recursion in computer science is a method where the solution to a problem depends on solutions to smaller instances of the same problem, as opposed to iteration. And while recursion can be used to be iterative like loops, this is not the intention. Recursion will be infinite without the base case. The base case defines what will make the recursion stop and return to the previous method that called it. Alright, so create a variable x set equal to 5. Now, even though recursion is not meant to be iterative, the first example, for simplicity's sake, is going to be iterative. So I'm going to print out the sum is, and I'm going to call this method called recurSum, sending it x. So I'm sending it 5. So our method recurSum, it's a recursive method that will define the sum of all numbers from 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 all the way to plus x. So it receives a parameter x, which is an int. This will be summed up to, and it will return an int, which is a summation of 1 to x. Alright, so public static int recurSum int x. So our base case is when our recursive method reaches its ending point, and it will then progressively go back to the first place where it was called from. So here the base case will stop when x is less than or equal to 0. Now, else it's going to return x plus a recursive call to recurSum, sending it the value of x minus 1. So this means that the return will happen after the method that was called returns its value. So let's look at our code here. So if x is less than 0, it's going to return 0. Else it's going to return x plus recurSum of x minus 1. So first time going through, x is 5. Well, that's not true. 5 is not less than or equal to 0. So it goes to the else, and it's going to return 5 plus recurSum of 4. So I gotta go through this. So this is what it's going to look like. So 5 plus recurSum 4. Well, recurSum 4 is 4 plus recurSum 3. Well, recurSum 3 is 3 plus recurSum 2, which is 2 plus recurSum 1, which is 1 plus recurSum 0. And eventually, when I get to 0, well, look what happens here. If x is less than or equal to 0, it returns 0. So recurSum of 0 is 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1. That gets returned here. So it's 2 plus 1. That's 3. That gets returned here, which is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. So this value is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. This value is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. So this value is 15. So eventually it's going to come back up here and print 15. All right, let's check it, see if that's doing what we think it's doing. So let's run this. And there it is. The sum is 15. And that's the end of this lesson.